With the festival concluded, where exactly do we go from here? I know we discussed at the end with possibly going to Chitando's, which literally could just be a fun friendship, moment, celebration between everybody. I would absolutely still love to see that. I assume that's likely to be skipped in a way. But I'm more so excited, I guess, to see specifically with like new dynamics in a way. And not that things are really going to change much, but now that we do have a better understanding for, I guess, Mayaka as a person, and so especially Satoshi, but also like Chitanda has newfound confidence in a way, or trust in a way, with Ariki, and like kind of just the way that he kind of shifted throughout the last arc too, which felt like we had a lot of moving pieces there and a lot of things changed, and very excited, I guess, to kind of just see how they decide to bring us along and move us into this next arc. We have about 5 episodes left, so they easily could bang us all out here together. But I'd argue we're probably gonna do like a 2 and 3, or a yeah, probably, or a 4. Yeah, 4 and 1 doesn't make sense. Probably a 2 and 3, or a 3 and 2. Nothing too long, nothing too crazy, and get a few things in there to kind of wrap it up. And I think that'll be good. If you like it all, like and subscribe to me lots. And if you feel free to stick around for discussion, please though leave any comments about this episode or series. Let's go on to episode 18.
詳しく聞かせていたらすっかり大きく成長したんです。
Wow.
そうなんだ。
人工の雷で電気を流すともっと成長するらしいよ。
電気？
うん。
いいから。
Is that a
お
helicopter?
前は宿題やってろ。
It is. Say the fuck was that? No, we gotta go check it out. Come on, guys. Don't open the windows. It's gonna be too loud. Oh, I thought he was open. Okay.
ヘリか。小木がヘリ好きだったな。
Who?
ね、B 組の。
お前
I
の知ら
don't
ない
know.
小木だ
That's
よ。中学の英
it
語
looks like
教
an
師
old
だ。
dude. Yeah.
サトシ、あいつだよ。
もちろん小木先生は知っているよ。だけどヘリが好きだなんて知らなかったな。
有名だと思ったがな。小木のヘリ好
Well, don't you pay attention now?
き。ずっと同じクラスだった。知らないはずはない。
その
Maybe you just pay more attention than everybody else,
どう
dude.
かしたんですか？
ヘリが飛んだことがあっただろ
何十回か、ね。
That happened a lot.
う。そのうちの1回。授業中に小木が突然窓に駆け寄って空を見上げたことがあった。ヘリが遠ざかっていくまでずっと見ていて、ヘリが好きなんだとかなんとか笑ってごまかしながら授業に戻ったことがあったろ。
Why was this a memory that really stuck in your head?
先生がそれに反応したという記憶がないんだよね。
スコードロンってなんだ？
変態。
どうして自衛隊だと分かった？
他に変態飛行しているヘリコプター集団に心当たりがないから。ヘリを見て英語の辞書で AGM っていう単語を引いた覚えがあるから。
AGM？ それ
Oh,
何ですか？
I don't even know.
空対地ミサイルの略語だ。
Ah.
多分中学に入学してすぐじゃないかな。
言われてみれば中学には変な教師がいるなぁと思ったような気がする。
でも福ちゃんの言う通り、それから小木がヘリコプターに反応したところって見たことないわね。
3年前か。記憶が曖昧だな。
That'll happen.
しかし言われてみればその1回を除いて小木が同じことをしたという覚えはない。
小木先生って言えばもっとメジャーインパクトな伝説があるけどね。これまでの生涯で3回雷を食らっているんだ。
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
あの雷ですか？
How that relates to the electricity and stuff we were talking about before.
3度もよくご無事でした、
What's that?
当たったのは3度だ。
It was like a don't mind him.
よくご無事でしたね。
チタンダもサトシの扱いが分かってきたな。雷。それも3度も。そんなことがあるのか。わざわざ前置きするくらいだからな。だとしたら小木の嘘か。
I guess it's
嘘にして
possible.
は嘘っぽすぎる。
Maybe you're just misremembering. The gears are not turning. Okay, y'all, they are fucking falling. Oh my god.
待てよ。サトシ、古い新聞って図書館にあったよな。
あるよ。
We should be able to figure out if there's any reports of it at least, right? Even before the
図書館
others?
によるが、お前も来るか？
Interested without them? Who are you?
太郎が悪になってるように見えるんだけど。
Wait a minute.
違う。なんというか。
I'm curious.
気になる。
Yes. That's her line. They all seem shocked, but she seemed like happy.
あの省エネ尾関幸太郎だよね。
You're changing.
乗っ取られたかな。それとも北田さんが乗り移ってるのかい。
There's a possibility.
オレキ
Yeah, you might be sick, bro. You.
あったかくして早く来なさい。明日にはきっとすっきりしてるから。
Yeah, we're gonna miss the old you.
俺が自発的に行動することがそんなに異常か。
Yes.
まあいい。手短にやってしまおう。なんだ
She's also curious.
まあな。
調べに行くんですか？
Personal space, Chanda, please. Please. Right.
なんだ。
The same things you
好
are.
奇心をくすぐるものがこの世に存在するなんて。
That's
それって
cute.
一体何なのか。
That's
私
cute.
気になり
こいつも大概失礼だな。
No, no. So it's just us? Ah, he's getting ideas here. Ah.
行きましょうか。
Hey, that was a smooth transition of her, dude.
二人乗りでもいいですよ。
Yeah, he doesn't feel comfortable. Wow.
違うだろ。
Yeah.
いや、ないな。やっぱり
You would like that more, though. Come on, dude. Just be the passenger princess and call it a day. Come on.
では後で。
You should have just went with it. You guys could have walked together instead. Or just taken the bike. Why are they making it so creepy? With the
なんとか
lone bird
神
and
垣内連邦に入ったことのある姉貴が言うには、3000メートル級の山々が連なる連邦
Yeah,
は
right. She knows
大
all.
気の流れさえ遮って、
Such backwards logic to have to go meet her here. Like this instead of just coming with her.
山道美化活動上垣内連邦で、
小木先生は山登りをなさる方だったんです
It
ね。
appears so.
人学会団長の小木正清さん39歳は、登山ブームで山のマナーを知らない登山者が増えた。山でのマナー違反は命に関わることを知ってほしいと話した。
Seems like a upstanding guy, you know?
この予想、あまり当たってほしくないんだが。
I'm not sure what his hunch is. It seemed like he was being a good dude with the things he was trying to say, and then now all of a sudden he's like nervous about something.
何かキーワードはありますか？
Lightning. Mountains.
じゃあ、遭難で。
Huh.
12件ありますね。絞り込みますか？
No. We'll go
そ
through
の
them
くらい
all.
なら見せてください。
5月9日の記事ですね。
Hmm.
すみません。この新聞記事は見られますか？
Unfortunately,
事情を
no.
察したな。
So is this gonna be, people got stranded and, like, they had to fucking send out, like, rescue and shit like that for them? Due to them having lack of, like, the climbing etiquette or whatever the fuck he was calling it. Cute moments together, right? What you looking at?
今回は平清盛特集ですね。表紙が綺麗。ぜひ一度行ってみたいです。
Oh, we can go together, right? Oh. Of course. Of course this catches your eye.
キャベツがいっぱいです。色が綺麗ですね。あ、今度はトマトがいっぱいです。どれも美味しそうです。そういえばオレキさん、うちで採れた椎茸がいっぱいあるんですけど、よ
Would you like some?
かったらどうです？
Yeah.
あ、
昆虫の本ですよ、オレキさん。
Doesn't even get to answer. Finish his thoughts.
かわいい。
Look.
なぜそっちを選ぶ？
オレキさんは何か見たいものありますか？
Not that.
十分に広いだろ。
You don't gotta be calling. No, it is. It is. Massive, actually.
少し広いくらいでしょうか。
俺が言う
Yeah.
普通の基準がわからん。ありがとうございます。
Wow, that's really helpful.
重い。
Holy shit.
あった。
Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha.
つまりどういうことなんでしょう？
つまり、小木はヘリコプターなんか好きじゃなかったんだ。
Was where they were headed. That's where his connection was, and the people.
雷が落ちるか？
確かにそうですね。
Well, he can't just like
それで
make it happen.
小木は雷が落ちやすい場所によく行くんじゃ
Where it was okay, higher possibilities in a way, which is where the mountains come in, right? Then there's a concern or fascination almost for the helicopters going over as if something like that has happened before.
ヘリが飛ぶことを心待ちにしていたんだ
Oh, okay. I think I'm off. I think I'm well off.
もう少し言うと小木はその日ヘリが飛ぶかどうかどうしても気がかりだった
でなければ
Shit might have happened. Yeah. We're saying stranded. I was just assuming somebody got fucking slapped by the lightning and then they had to rescue them like that.
上柿内連邦の天候回復を気にしていた 連邦が晴れていればヘリは飛ぶ晴れていれば遭難者の生存率も変わってくる
小木先生はどんなお気持ちだったんでしょう
I don't know, especially for not saying anything and keeping it in the whole time, you know? Which, I mean, of course he would have to, but
気持ちはわからんが
it looks like some relief after he sees it.
笑っていたと思う
Yeah. It's fascinating, too, how nobody else seemed to remember this, but Ariki seems to, like, really have keyed in on that instead of the lightning, you know?
が遺体で発見されていた
Yeah.
見つけたのは県警のヘリだった
See, why couldn't we just go to the library like this?
どうぞ
どうして気になったんですか
やらなくてもいいことならやらないからな
It is like you.
いえそういうことではなくてですね
俺の普遍のモットーがあっさり
Is it just that she doesn't know the things that he likes and stuff like that? She's just like curious to figure things out like that.
私も何度も助けてもらいました
Mm-hmm.
とんでもない誤解だ
I don't know about
で
all
も植木
that.
さんって自分のことには無頓着ですよね
Yeah.
それなのにどうして今日だけは自分の疑問を調べたんですか
Hmm.
すみません私どうしても気になる
I just need to know this.
嫌な連想が浮かんだんだ
はいそう言ってましたね
その連想が当たっているかはっきりさせたかった
Right.
だから調べに行こうと思った
Just to
それで図書
verify.
館さ
That simple.
1週間もこもってやるような大調査だったら別だが古い新聞をめくるだけのことなら大したことはない君はヘリが好きだったなぁなんて気楽には言えない
Hmm.
それは無神経ってことだ
Yeah, I
そ
guess.
りゃさすがに気をつけるさ
It's a realization there she gets. I don't think that's what she was doing that for.
経というかあれだ人の気も知らないでっていう感じだ多分二度と小木には会わないから
Mhm.
人の気も何もないけどな
それってとってもうまく言えません
Hmm.
こいつは何を言おうとしたんだまあいっか
オレキさんの意外な一面が見られてよかったです
Learn a little bit
Wow.
more. See something a little different.
チタンダが家に着く頃は完全に夜だなついてくると言ったのはチタンダの方だ、俺が
Hmm.
頼んだわけじゃないでも
You kind of did.
やっぱり仮かな
Hmm.
これは
Extremely fun, just cute episode, for the most part. Rather simplistic side, I guess, to what they were going for. Mystery wasn't really a mystery, but it was good, I guess, what they were trying to go for. A lot of it felt relationship building almost, or more so, I guess, like the showing off the change in which somebody like Ariki's had over the past 18 episodes now, right? Finally seeing a curiosity out of him almost and taking charge on something like this. Well, I guess that's not me saying finally, probably isn't true, because we did see him actually venture out of his way a little bit more in the past, but him really taking charge for the first time, it feels like here, of being specifically that whole moment when we see everybody in the classroom and he's the first one who stands up and he's the first one who leaves, but he's leaving to go do something instead of kind of like having everybody leave out beside him, because usually he's the last one left within the room. Him making the decision to go to the library and extending the offer to others instead of just being dragged along with them, really letting his curiosity show here. And I think it made for some really funny moments, just everybody like ask him if he's sick or if he's okay and what happened and everything, and also being able to see the effect that Chitanda's basically had on him so far and really affect him with this curiosity in a way, kind of take over in a way that she similarly would. And I think the whole idea of her kind of matching that in a way, and sitting back and being like, trying to understand why he was so curious about this, because he's usually not like this, and maybe be able to understand him and another side of him and be more interested in him than she already knows, is a big step for, I guess, not just general curiosity like she typically has, but curiosity of a specific individual, for specific reasons in which at the end it seemed like she couldn't really wrap her head around why she was so like intrigued by this or wanted to know so much. And I think that's pretty telling in a way of like, she's maybe still not there yet in the head where she understands exactly feelings and stuff for somebody else, but something is growing where she is kind of becoming very interested in an individual without her really kind of realizing it, and making, you know, she's feeling certain ways, especially when she's around them. I took her question at the end of, and I can't remember the exact thing that she said or the exact thing that she was questioning at the time, but I took it more of in a way that she was interested in learning more about him because of the things that he always does for other people and helping them and doing things and kind of putting up with their curiosity and doing stuff. And more so she was interested in kind of understanding him a little bit more, because she doesn't even begin to kind of understand the things in which that he might like. And we get to see a couple of those moments throughout this episode, the biggest one specifically being her ask him like, did anything pique your interest here? And then him looking and seeing the book of like the castles or whatever, right? After we see her grab so many things and all these things really pique her interest, being able to finally see something that like he handpicks in a way that he finds an interest in was a pretty cool moment there. I don't know if the show was necessarily going for a route like that, or if it was more so going for straight on the line of like, what exactly about this entire situation just piqued your curiosity, and like it's as plain as that, and there's no more to it. But for whatever reason in my head, I was going full shipper, and I was trying to take it as like she's showing a real interest in him, and now starting to become really curious about like the type of person, or she already knows, like I guess the kind of person that he is, but the things that like he likes and the things that interest him, and like maybe hobbies and things that he likes and dislikes, and you know, everything along that. And I thought that would be, you know, a cute thing for her to kind of do, but she couldn't really put it all into words. But once again, I don't know if they were really going that way. Feels one and done. We didn't get a flash at the end of like specifically whatever the arc title I guess would be for it, which would make me believe one and done. I said in the intro I don't think that they would do 4 and 1, because that wouldn't make sense to me, but for whatever reason it didn't pop in my mind we could do 1 and 4, so we could probably do a 4 episode arc now to close it out. That did not pop in my mind, so interested to see. In my personal opinion, I like, a lot of times I like shows where they try and get deeper on certain things, I guess psychologically, or really kind of play around with a character, right? But at the same time, specifically when we do things in like school settings and have romance and stuff like that involved, I don't, I guess, necessarily love that as much. And I more so like the straightforward playfulness and, you know, activities like this that we kind of get to see between these two. And I think that was really like a highlight for me, and made me very happy, because I, you know, the shipper within me constantly wants more and more of these interactions between Uriki and Chitando. So very much, you know, absolutely love being able to see them kind of have this time together and these dynamics, and just having like actual conversations, most of the time being specifically about whatever this mystery is that they're trying to solve and get to the bottom of, but still sometimes kind of leaking into things about their own interest in their own, you know, themselves as people, which I think is really fun. And those are the things that like I really love. So specifically in these settings, like this type of episode is something that just like, it's easy to get through, it's not overly taxing on the brain, and it's just like really cute, and you just enjoy it a lot, and I love it because of that. We get big setup here with the helicopter, specifically with Satoshi looking back. I initially thought him looking back at Ariki here and him looking at him, and like after seeing this helicopter, and he was like, all right, plans to go, but like they had something like to mess around or play with Chitanda a little bit and get her interested in whatever the thing was, you know, kind of set them up in that way. But that doesn't seem to have been the case at all. And then we get the whole conversation about what exactly each of them saw, where nobody else kind of noticed the exact things specifically regarding the helicopters and everything, but everybody seemed to have remembered other things regarding like the lightning, or just other things specifically about him as a teacher, which is the most interesting thing, I guess, entirely of this episode to me. The idea that everybody keyed in on one thing, because it's such like a out there idea, I guess, about why he was specifically struck, and like all these different times and these rumors and stuff that were going on about him. But instead of Ariki being like, brought in by that idea, he specifically was like caught off guard and focused very heavily on the fact that the teacher was like maybe not his normal self throughout the class and kind of always veering over and then eventually like looking over and possibly having a sigh of relief in a way of seeing the helicopters at the end, and him really focusing on that it was such like a vivid thing that he can remember these years later, and nobody else seemed to have remembered that at all. And they, even Satoshi being like, oh, I remember looking at this the helicopters going by, but I don't remember, you know, him or looking at him or him even talking about it really, which I think is really interesting. It just shows the levels that they can kind of go at between the characters, where Riki's going to kind of focus on certain things that a lot of people usually wouldn't necessarily pick up or really view as important, whereas for him it really connects to him for whatever reason. This is fantastic moment of everybody showing their concern for him. They're actually slapping him around and be like, bro, are you good? And Monica just being like, dude, please go home. Like, she's worried for him because he might not be happy, or he might be sick or whatever. And then Chitanda constantly getting closer and his curiosity piquing hers, him specifically dropping the line that he's curious on the flip here is fantastic, and I was so happy for that to happen. I don't know why we didn't go together. I mean, I guess I get it specifically coming from him, but like, dude, just walk with her or be the passenger princess, call it a day. Like, stop being difficult about it. Just like, look at it. It works perfectly, you know? And worst situation, you asked to be riding it, you know? This is a golden opportunity here. Just be honest with yourself for once. But whatever, we walk along and we finally get there to the library, and then we find out a bunch of stuff regarding the mystery here. A majority of the rest of the scenes are just going to be basically them kind of unveiling and talking about this for the most part, which I don't necessarily view as, I guess, important. So maybe I'm overlooking things entirely. And if this is an entire arc, then I apologize, because I'm really not going to go too much into it, because I didn't necessarily care as much for that stuff going on. And I viewed the other stuff between Chitanda and Uriki here to be more interesting and fascinating here. This is the moment I was talking about before, where she's just being like the cutest thing ever and showing him everything as always, right? Just because she's so excited and gets overly interested and curious about everything that she can possibly see. But her also asking him and like finding out something that possibly he likes or he might be interested in. Also, she can't keep her personal space still. The determination or her vision of her house not being as big as others is still the craziest shit to me. It's so funny. And then we kind of get our entire mystery where we talk about it and things that kind of he keyed in on and noticed, and how the teacher kind of is. And the teacher seems to be a genuinely good person, you know, good-hearted person who has the right intentions and care, and Urki might possibly look up to him in certain ways. I think it's really cool too, just to see him take like a actual interest in a person. It seems like usually throughout these, like, it's kind of figure out what I got to do, but he doesn't, like, you know, take a side or really care, or, you know, whatever happens. But him really, like I said before, keying in on this moment and actually taking an interest in this person and a care, I guess, for the things that they might have possibly done is interesting, because that's also, once again, another page out of things that we've seen Chitanda do, of have an interest and a care for the way that a person feels or the way that a person's thinking or whatever the case might be, right? And really seems like she's affecting him a lot here, which is great to see. And then they get their entire conversation at the end here, which I believe has a lot more, but my subtitles aren't popping up, and I'm not gonna go back and try and get them to come up. So I think there's a lot more here that I probably could get into. But I did talk a little bit about this conversation a bit earlier. Gonna end us here with episode 18. I thought it was really fun. I don't know if there's too much for me to really touch on besides the visible change in Uriki that's kind of presenting itself here, and also just the infection almost that Chitanda's having on us. Also her interest in him definitely being something that's going to maybe not take as much of a notice, because we only have a couple episodes left, but maybe within the novel it's something that definitely continues to develop afterwards. But it definitely seems this is a big turning point in that, as in the last arc she's able to finally like understand or actually trust him in a way, now being able to see that she can kind of to see these other sides of him, of his kindness in a way, his care possibly for other people, or just the way that he kind of approaches things and things, and her be able to really appreciate that to a way that she becomes very curious about him as a person, more so than mysteries and the things and stuff that they're trying to solve here, which I think is really cute. And hopefully we get some more development between them going a little bit further. I don't believe this is an entire arc, and I'm believing we'll probably get a 4-episode one next, or we might just get another one, like 2 more ones, or a single one, or I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited. Very much enjoyed this once again. If you liked it, I'll hit the like and subscribe to me a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Leave any comments though about this series. I'll be back for episode 19 very soon. You guys have a good one though. Peace.